Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
And it is Wednesday, it's 7 o'clock, and if you people knew what we just went through for the last half hour to get everybody lined up, and I don't know, how do we do it, John? Wait till the last second, press the button?
Last second. It's like that field goal that the Patriots kicked the other night with 20 seconds to go or 30 seconds to go.
That's exactly right.
You know what? It's also like bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, and you're down by 3 runs, and you hit a grand slam at the end. The beauty of it is, Bob, is that we talk about sports analogies. We have an all-star team waiting for us.
This is like going into the World Series. They've all played in the playoff games. They've been in some of the semifinals. Tonight's the World Series.
World Series, exactly. So
it'll be an incredible, absolutely incredible show.
Yeah, it sounds like you are right down. It looks like you are down in Majors, I guess.
I am virtually at Majors RV Service Center and incredible parts and accessory store. I thought I'd put myself right in the middle of the store just to get the right feel of what
middle of the action. You're right there. And you know what? We've got Jeff, we've got Jill, we've got Chris. They're all ready to come on. But let's talk a little bit about the reason that Majors exists in order to put people out on the street camping. And this past weekend, we had the opportunity to head up to one of our favorite places in your old neighborhood.
Yes, sir. Scarborough, Maine, Bailey's Camping Family Resort.
Yep. And you know what? Everybody thinks that in the RV business, in the camping business, I should say, that the busiest weekends of the year are Memorial Day, 4th of July, and maybe in the last 2 weeks of July, since all the Canadians come down to the Northeast, to New England. But as we found out in this video with our friend Galen Bailey, that the weekend before Columbus Day and Columbus Day are 2 of the busiest weekends of the year because it's Halloween at the campground. And as Jay Leno would say, run the tape.
Well, I will, and it's kind of incidental, but our first person to hop on tonight is Dante Vespignati, who has probably been to Bailey's 100 times, and he's a almost full-time RVer. So he's in the audience, and we'll get caught up with the other comments after we see what Galen has to say with your interview.
Hey, RVers, we are at Bailey's Campground Resort. We are in beautiful Old Orchard Beach, Maine. We're talking with Galen Bailey. And Galen, I guess most people think that the most popular weekends of the year for camping are 4th of July and right around those weekends before it and after it and right around middle of August. But you seem to think that that's not true.
About 25 years ago, we dabbled with a Halloween weekend idea that has grown into a monster of a double weekend.
Play on words.
Yeah,
a monster.
that's not on purpose, but we started with Columbus Day weekend doing a Halloween weekend. We just wanted to kind of have a big bash at the end of the season before we closed. And it's grown so big that we had to create a second Halloween weekend, and we now sell out 3 years in advance for these 2 weekends.
3 weeks in advance?
3 years in advance.
Wait.
For these 2 weekends.
3 years in advance?
Yes.
For holiday weekends?
For these 2 Halloween weekends that we do.
So some families have made reservations for kids that aren't even born yet.
Potentially, yes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. We've got, it's tough to find sites even in 2028 right now.
So 26 and 7 are pretty well shot.
They are.
The thing that I've noticed in just the short period of time that we've been here today is there are some elaborate, I gotta say that again, elaborate displays at these units.
I have seen quite the displays over the years, to the point where people spend a day and a half before our haunted hayride that we do during Columbus Day weekend to set up their stuff. I hear saws running, I hear hammers running. They'll build a big face of a haunted house that looks like it's 2 stories. I had a locomotive one year that a guy had smoke coming out of the smokestack. He had a train horn, so the hayride went by, and the wheels were spinning. Just very elaborate things, and very creative, original ideas too.
I mean, you have more than 50 sites here. I mean, you have what?
We have 720 sites.
Okay, 720 sites.
That's
720 sites.
And
Everyone filled, and there was one. That was a shortened version of the entire interview that we did. But Galen told me that he has one guy that spends over $1,000 just on candy to give out, because they still allow the kids to go site to site trick-or-treating. And he said kids are coming back with not sleeping bags, what do you call it? Pillowcases full of candy. So it's
okay, Mr. DePietro, it's time to send the team on the field.
okay.
That's
Ladies
a,
and gentlemen,
that's a baseball expression. That's when they leave the dugout and they run onto the field because the game is going to start.
right. Introducing the starting lineups
Introducing Ed
from the parts department.
new owner who's been owning majors now for over a year, maybe 2 years. Chris Lowe, he is coming
Okay.
out of the dugout
Chris.
now.
There's Chris.
And behind him, out of the dugout, are the world famous Jeff and Jill Slater.
Mr. and Mrs.
who run
RV.
the counter. Jeff is on the right. If you can't, Jill is on the left. Jeff is on the right.
Well, some people are looking at it differently.
Well,
Jeff is in the blue, Jill is in the red. You got any dogs with you guys?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're right here.
They're sleeping on the floor.
Oh, asleep.
They're never far.
not only do they
They're
have
sleeping
their
now.
dogs,
They'll definitely be sleeping at 8:00.
no.
That'll be me.
Not only do they have their dogs, Jill was telling me today she's babysitting Jeff's sister's dog.
Yeah,
So
because
that's-
two wasn't enough.
No.
That's 3, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So your
Oh,
dog, on top of all your other skills, you're professional dog sitters.
No, yeah. I don't know
No, we're
about
just
that, Bob.
warm-hearted,
You
I
ask
guess.
you ask our two dogs, they'll tell you, yeah, no, this restaurant sucks.
Yeah. Hey, I love your virtual background.
Hey, you like that, right?
Woo!
Yeah, that's cool.
Bob's.
How,
I like
how come,
Bob's.
how come I'm the only guy at Major's RV today?
that's a life choice I can't help you with.
We would have
5:30.
See, we ought to let Chris open up and say a few words, because once you two start talking, he'll be.
He does sign the paycheck, so Chris,
Yeah.
go right ahead.
Yeah, good point.
Welcome back, Chris. Is this your second time with us or more?
Yes,
I think it is the second time. I think I came on maybe in the spring.
yes. Yep.
And Chris, look he's got his proper work gear on
Just straight out of the car onto the call. So
from the car. Cool. So Chris, is this your first? Well, this is your first public spring, because you were here last spring, but you were kind of like in the weeds, right?
yeah, we were in the middle of a handover at the start of last year. So this is the second winter kind of fall season that I've been with Majors. So yeah, exciting to kind of now going through a full year. You get the full year of kind of seeing all the customers come and go. Everyone is a little bit different, whether you're out in the spring and back in the fall. We have our snowbirds that came back in the spring, and we'll probably see them again in the next few weeks as they prepare to head back down after the Thanksgiving. So yeah, I think it's been a great year. It's funny that you were just talking about some of those points. We found industry wide, it was a little bit slow, during probably that July-August period. But I think things, with the long weekend coming up, obviously the open house, we've really seen activity pick up on both the storefront and customers, and clients really getting back in and trying to get that last trip that maybe they delayed throughout the year, trying to squeeze 1 or 2 more trips before the snow falls, just as I get a frost alert.
A frost alert.
Hey, Chris, how many the people that come into the open house, I'm just curious, how many take that time to schedule their service? Because your service department is probably one of the best in New England. You can fix anything, but the great part about it is you don't sell RVs. You don't want to sell RVs, not new ones, not pre-owned ones. You'll store them, but you got everything that an RVer needs. I mean, it is a grand slam.
I think the one thing that really drew me to the business was the industry is very sales focused. So if you try to get any detailed service information, it's buried beneath the unit sold, breakdown of trailered, fifth wheel motorhomes. It's such a new sales centric business. And when I was looking at getting into the industry, I think the thing that I found is just that the service of the customer, which ultimately goes back to the quality of the product that's initially delivered, but ultimately the service and ongoing experience of the customer is not really defined on day one when you drive off the lot, but it's really when that generator doesn't fire up before you're about to head off on the long weekend, or that slide room starts to crunch and grind as you're heading out, preparing for that trip. Who are you going to call? And it's not the Ghostbusters. It's probably, depending on the time of the season, new dealers are very busy doing PDIs and things like that at the start of the season. So that's kind of what we do. We're there, to get people back on their trip. We're in that same space as, all of the wonderful mobile technicians that are out there who are, working long and hard to get people back on their trip or getting them, onto it. So I think it's a good space to be in. You feel good sleeping at night, that we don't always get it right. That's something that I think is another thing that's ingrained in our culture is, no one's going to get perfection, but we strive for it. And when we don't get it, we work out how to get around that and get the customer back to where they need to be. So,
yeah, Chris, you said something very important. Actually, Bob alluded to it. He said you got the best service department. And when we were in Florida 2 winters ago, as soon as I got down there, push the generator start button, I just hear, then I start it up, and I start the truck, and then I try to start the generator. Nothing. It's turning over, but it's not kicking. So I found a quote unquote authorized Onan dealer down in Daytona who took a look at it, and then there were 3 people that were taking a look at it. Then they started taking stuff apart. Then they started. $400 later, they said, we think it's shot, or you're going to need a $1,500 part and $2,000 to install it. So I said, we only got a couple weeks that we're going to be here. Let me bring it back up to majors. And I did. And in 15 minutes, it was running. And it was just a little soot that was in the gas line. It was in the propane line, or it wasn't getting fuel, but it was a 15-minute thing. It was ridiculous. The difference that if I had listened to those guys down there, and like you said, you're not going to get it right every time, but there's certainly a case where my American Express card thanks you for getting it right. So,
I think the one of the things that was exciting about getting into majors was that the industry. One of the challenges in the industry is the kind of exponential growth that went on in COVID.
Right.
Has really caused a bottleneck on trained technicians, trained and skilled. Parts department, in the other side of this screen over here is, almost 45 years of experience. And that's hard to come by. You can go into a lot of places around the country, and your parts department is really starting. Get people in, get them experience, have them see the product. You can't have someone often that you can bring in any part into the store. And
that's interesting. And the 45 years is interesting because I know for a fact that Jill is only 22 years old. And Jeff is 25 years old.
Now, Chris, where you situate yourself in the back, you don't see a lot of, because you got that wall between you and the front. When I'm down there for open houses, as I will be tomorrow, no one has said, by the way, that I'm the feature of the open house tomorrow. I noticed that no one has said that, but I was.
You got that on email, John. You're featured.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
To the fine print from the bottom.
Thank you.
Is that good enough, DePietro?
That's good. That's good. So the thing is this: I have been there, eating Dunkin' Donut munchkins. When a person walks in with a beef,
wait, time out. Eating them or
Eating them. We had to cut him off last year.
Wait a minute. Yeah, but did he bring him? Did he spend a few bucks and stop at the Rotary before he came down the street?
No.
Oh,
We brought him in.
Actually, you know what? I think you're right.
Him off.
I went to Market Basket and I got those.
We got some really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bought some cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, that's what it was from Market
Yeah.
Basket. They were good. Yeah.
they
Well,
were good.
if he was really nice, he would drive down to Connecticut and bring you back 3 or 4 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah, I'd have to leave now.
Never had one.
Don't tease me.
You never had one?
I don't treat her right.
My closest Krispy Kreme to me here in Naples is Fort Myers. It's 45 minutes away. I'm there every Saturday. They know me by name.
And he eats a whole dozen at once. But what I was going to say before Zagami interrupted me, I have seen people come in with a befuddled look on their face, with a little part in their hand, and they like meekly walked over to Jeff and opened their hand, and Jeff would say, "Oh yeah, that's a 5104. We've got that." And he'd go back, grab the 5104, and say, "There you go." And as soon as that person regained consciousness, they would get up and, if it was Saturday or Friday, they would spin the wheel and save 10 to 40%. But Chris, I've seen it over and over and over again where somebody comes in with a part in their hand. They don't say a word to Jeff. He knows what it is. You can't find that at a lot of places. You just can't.
I think to your point, I think it's the parts business is becoming somewhat commoditized, and there's not many places, and I encourage everyone not just to come to majors, but head to your locally owned dealer in your area. But it's supporting the parts department in these regional dealers not only keeps the expertise in those areas, because it's a profitable and it's an engine of the business. Having people go into the parts department of every business and say, "Hey, can you just confirm this is the right part from Amazon?" is not where the industry needs to get to if we want to have the Jeffs and the Jills of the world. When something does go wrong, that you've got someone with that expertise and that skill set that can get you through it.
You got the relationship.
Yeah, and the experience. Nothing's going to beat that. There's a big difference between someone with 6 months experience and 20 years in anything. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of supporting local businesses, and that local dealer to maintain that level of expertise. And it's not for today, but it's kind of when you need it in a couple of years' time. Your coach is a little bit older, and you got to know how to navigate finding a part that the distributors or the manufacturers have said, "Oh, that went end of life 6 years ago."
Yeah, you know what?
Before we go too far, just before you do that, John, we got 2 people in the on deck circle who are probably saying, "Now explain to me why John and Bob wanted us on the show tonight when we're 20, 25 minutes into it, and they're jumping in their seats. I know they are. So why don't you two take it?
We're just enjoying the show.
I can think that's the best seats in the house. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
The front row seat.
Explain why you're on the show.
Well, guys, for starters, obviously the open house is here. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. Tomorrow, veterans and seniors, it's 15% off everything in the store.
Yep.
Saturday and Sunday, if you haven't been to Majors before during the open house, come on down. It's a big event. Friday and Saturday, we got a big, huge, giant.
There it
well
is.
done, Bob. There's the giant
We didn't
wheel
do
of
that, Jeff.
things.
You don't agree. We didn't practice this.
First rodeo.
You guys don't have any idea what I'm going to put on the screen.
You're right.
But you spin that wheel, and it's anywhere from 10 to 40% off, and it's everything in the store. It's one of our biggest sales of the year. We really enjoy putting it on. It's a busy time. We have a lot of interest from really all over southeastern Massachusetts, even into Rhode Island, eastern Connecticut. We've got people coming a long ways to come down, take a look at it. Like I said, it's one of our biggest sales of the year. We enjoy it. We have fun with it. And it's all day long. I mean, it's nonstop. It starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and it doesn't let up until 5:30 on Saturday.
Yep.
So that it's a big deal. We enjoy doing it. We have a lot of fun doing it. We have fun with our customers. It's a nice atmosphere. It's a fun atmosphere. You know, Jill and I, we're lucky and blessed. We both enjoy what we do, and I certainly hope that comes across to the people that we're dealing with and helping. And that's really what it's about. We're not there just to sell people RV parts. You have questions, you have thoughts. Please come on down, pick our brains. If I don't know the answer, Jill doesn't know the answer, there's somebody at Majors that's run into this that has the answer. Use this as a resource. That's what we're there for.
And if you're really lucky when you're doing this in between 9 and noon tomorrow morning, you might get on one of John DePietro's videos.
Yeah.
Go up to him and ask him a question, and then they're going to come back to the counter and say, "That clerk that you have over there, he's very experienced. He really does. You know, he understands this stuff."
Not bad.
I don't want to avoid. Let me put up a couple of comments from our friends that are on tonight. Dante, of course, is on there, and Jim Conboy, New England RV Roof.
Okay, now Jim just finished a roof job for our friend Walter and Donna Swenson, who are leaving for Florida, as Walter said, in the cold on Friday. Walter will drive 550 miles nonstop. And
I don't think this time. He's in the motorhome. He just got a new motorhome. Jim just put a new roof on it. Yeah. I don't think he's going to do 550 on that. And guess who is on tonight?
Our friend Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Will we see Mary tomorrow or this weekend?
No, unfortunately not. Mary is one of our all-time absolute favorite reps with Folan Sales. She is a pillar of the industry, one of our main go-to people. She is absolutely wonderful. We couldn't do what we do without her.
Wait a minute.
That's a fact.
Yes.
A pillar of the industry. Let's take her up a notch. She's a legend. She's
legend.
A
my bad, Bob.
Right,
my bad. we couldn't do what we do without the support that we have throughout the industry. And Mary is one of the top people who supports us and helps Majors RV do what we do.
Now, I won't tell you how old I am. Most of you know, but Charlie Folan was one of the first stories I ever did when I started writing in this industry for RV News in 1996.
Back before the printing press was invented.
29 years ago. And one of our technical advisors on our technical committee, Randy Murray, Director of Orientation at Pete's RV Centers, and I think they're up to 9 across the country. Another legend in the field. See, we don't just draw the average people to this show. The legends come to this show. And Don Haas says, hello from 90%
90 degrees.
Oh, no, he says 90%. He probably
He
hit the wrong
means 90
button.
degrees.
Sorry to be late. Thank goodness for AC. Well,
Right.
at least you can watch the entire replay when you're done. So
He means 90 degrees. No,
that's good too.
yeah.
And Dante is
Dante's
leaving
Maine.
He's leaving Maine to head to Florida October 22nd.
Yeah, I might be right behind him because we're going to
Yeah,
go
you
down
You
early
might be.
and leave it in Florida, so we don't have to deal with the winter weather when we go down in February or January. So, but I wanted to ask Chris a question, as well as Jeff and Jill. We get so many people that are DIY people, do-it-yourself people, and you sell all of the RV antifreeze and products that are needed for winterizing. Okay. I like the word de-winterizing much nicer than winterizing. It just has a better ring to it. However, if you try to do it yourself and you miss something, like you don't bypass the water tank or you bypass the water tank, that brings a lot of extra money into Major's RV in the spring, doesn't it, guys?
A little bit.
Yeah, it sure can, John. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, certainly, it's something that if you're a DIYer and you're handy and you can do it, you can absolutely do it. But it only takes one thing to forget, one thing that you misstepped or you didn't realize or you just plain forgot. It can get expensive in a hurry. But keep in mind, every Saturday in October, we're having seminars on how to winterize your RV. Now, this Saturday, the 11th, it's going to be at 10, noon, and 2 o'clock. And then every Saturday for the rest of October, every Saturday at noon, we're having free winterizing seminars. So I implore anybody, even if you're a seasoned veteran and just want to get brushed up on either some of the latest tips or just a refresher course, please, I implore you, come down. It's about an hour of your life. You come on down. There'll be some coffee for you. There'll be some donuts. There'll be an hour free seminars. There'll be a question and answer period for you. So if you have anything specific about your RV, ask those questions. But yeah, John, to your point, it can get expensive real fast. Just for getting one or two simple things that you've done it 100 times and you just forgot. A phone call can happen. You're in the middle of doing something else, so you didn't get back to it. I mean, it happens every day. That's just unfortunately it's life.
Works.
So yeah, I implore anybody, even if you've done it a bunch of times before, come on down on Saturdays. We'll go over it with you. And even afterwards, you have any questions, you can pick my brain, Chris's brain, anybody.
And then who is teaching these seminars?
Jerry.
Huh?
Jerry Plant.
Jerry. Oh, Jerry.
Jerry.
He's
You guys
been
know Jerry.
listening
Jerry
from the
was a
show.
regular.
He used to be one of our regulars.
Jerry's lousy at retiring. He's 0 for 3. He's retired 3 times, and he hasn't got a down pat yet.
Well, why don't you slip him a piece of paper with our show and tell him, hey, say Jerry, you ought to get back on the show and be in that Wednesday night audience. But certainly pass on our greetings to him.
I
Definitely
certainly
will.
Yeah. Now, Jill, when we always do a humorous video of some of the fun things that you've got. Since I've been in a couple months since I've been in during the summer, any new cool things that you say, this would add nicely to the decor of our RV?
Some blankets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got some funny animal blankets and funny animal bags and
Like animal characters.
Animal characters that have funny faces on them.
I don't know where she finds this stuff. I swear to God, I have no idea where she finds this stuff.
Bob did show the picture before. A new addition, and you didn't know how it would work out, was furniture.
Yes.
And I guess the furniture has been, there we go. The furniture has been flying out of there.
Yeah, we've done well with
really
the furniture.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Thomas Paine furniture.
Good quality stuff.
It's exceptionally comfortable. It's in stock. It's also eligible for the open house as well. But no, we've done well with the furniture.
When you say eligible, you mean for the
wheel. Yep.
There's the wheel again.
Good old wheel.
Yeah.
So yeah, the it's a high quality furniture.
Mhm.
It's Thomas Paine furniture. 5-year warranty on the material. It's nice stuff. It's in stock, so I'm not just showing you a picture of what it's going to look like and what it could look like in your RV.
You can sit in it.
It's on the show floor. Come on down. You can sit in it. We'll plug it in. The electrical one it's got vibration. It's got heat. It's all electric.
Less the theater seating anyway.
Yeah, you can sit
Right,
it and you actually feel it versus just showing you a picture of what it looks like in the catalog and me saying, "Oh no, trust me, you'll like it. It looks really nice." No, there it is. Go take a look at it.
But you do realize what's going to happen if DePietro sits on it, don't you?
I didn't say everybody. I just said the
oh.
customers.
Oh, the customers. Okay.
Now,
Just
I did actually see a situation last spring where somebody came in to get, I don't know what it was, but it was at the counter. They were getting at the counter, and the spouse sat in the chair, and they didn't come in for a chair, but they left with one. And I'm sure it's happened more than one time because they are very comfortable. And like I think Jeff alluded, these things have a lighted beer holders, right?
Oh
They
yeah.
have the vibration thing in them there, the heat, et cetera.
The headrest can be adjusted.
Everything imaginable. So the chairs are flying out of there. The other picture that was up there, and I happened to go one weekend. No, there was a tent, a screen house.
Yeah, the gazebos. Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, I were those $3.99, $4.99, something like that.
$2.99.
$2.99.
$2.99. Okay, and I happened to go to another dealership right after that, and the same product was $200 more, exact same product. And you blew through a lot of those, I think.
Almost 40.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just last year alone.
And I saw a lot of them, and are they a Lippert product?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how many people that buy them buy one for the RV and one for home?
We had a couple of people because we had two of them. We had the 12 by 12.
Yeah.
And then we also had correct me if I'm right, honey, a 10 by 20.
8 by 16.
8 by 16. So
Okay,
they would buy a smaller one for the campground, and then the 8 by 16 for their backyard at home.
Yes.
I was talking about the recliners and the furniture.
The recliners?
Oh,
Not yet. Most of the sales have been directly right
For the
into the RV.
yes.
Will you help with installation of those?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We probably, I'll bet you 40% of the ones that we've sold, we've assisted the customer in getting, because you also got to remember trying to get rid of the old furniture.
The old one, right?
So we probably 40% of the sales we've actually helped with the install. We've done the install itself. The other 60%, they're throwing it in the back of their truck, taking it to their the campground, and getting it in themselves.
Fight with it there.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Fight with it there. The other thing that Jill and I always talk about is food implements for cooking, because we were at a campground. When we were up in Bailey's last weekend. I don't know if you saw that video, but we were up in Bailey's, and on Sunday morning, the person in the campsite next to us was cooking bacon. And I think our audience would agree on this, and everybody who's been camping, the sweetest smell in America
Bacon
is the smell of bacon on a black stone or a gray stone or whatever kind of outdoor griddle you have.
All right, stop there. Tell us about the Grace. I know you're putting all your newsletters and stuff. Tell us about the Greystone Grill.
The Greystone Grill is it's made by Lippert, so it's a quality product made by a solidly backed company. They're in a 17-inch grill, so you don't have this 30 or 40-inch griddle that you've got to find a place to store, because you got to. Unfortunately, camping season ends, and you got to find a spot for these grills. So this is a 17-inch griddle. Runs on propane, runs out right off a quick disconnect. The hose comes with it. And it also, we also have a pizza oven that goes right on top of the griddle, and it makes a fantastic pizza. In fact, we've actually sold as many to the people who work at Major's RV than we have actually sold to customers as well. Almost everybody at work has bought one.
I know our friend Jason Cole is a big connoisseur of campground pizzas. He's got one of those ovens there that. Whatever.
Yeah, the griddle part comes right off. It's just four screws that comes out.
Yep.
The pizza oven goes right on top of it, and you're Luigi. And then the pizza's fantastic.
Yeah, and you got those big cast iron skillets. You got those things that you make toast with. Everything imaginable.
Well, see, here's the thing.
You got the pie irons.
The pie irons.
Pie iron, right? Yeah.
What do we all love to do when we're camping? We love to eat.
Right.
We love to cook.
Well, wait a minute, Jeff. It is not just the campers in the campground, because one of these two people have a penchant for cooking. Cupcakes, cupcakes, cakes. Now, normally it's a birthday party or a celebration.
That's like the Kentucky Derby.
This was the Kentucky
That was
Derby.
David's birthday.
Huh?
That was David's birthday.
That was David's birthday.
Yeah.
It's like more like a Kentucky Derby, right? Look at all.
Kentucky Derby Day at the same time.
Early May, right?
Yes.
Yeah, May 4th.
First Saturday in May.
Yep.
But the other thing is, after you eat and overeat and have a few beers, nobody that I know of has the selection of fold-up chairs, not the sit-down inside ones, but the outside ones with the shock absorbers. Yeah. The shock absorbers. You know, what are they? CGI? Jeff, is that
GCI?
GCI.
They're out of Connecticut.
Yeah, right in Connecticut, right in the center of Connecticut.
I didn't realize they were a New England company.
Yeah. Just south of not Waterbury.
John, we got to get you down there for an interview. They'll probably give you one if you do the video for them.
They're good people. Yeah. They're good people with a high quality chair.
Why don't you guys make an introduction to the people down there, to John DePietro?
Remind me tomorrow and I'll send an email.
Okay. All right. That's on your task list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add it to the list. John, you're asking a lot. She's got a full-time job as it is, and that's trying to take care of me. So, adding to her task list, that could cut into some of the things that I need done.
You know, you're probably right. So we should probably call her Saint Jill.
Oh, you're a lot closer than you think you are. Let me just tell you that.
Jeff, what's your hat say?
As you think.
Jeff, what does your hat say?
It's 101st Airborne.
Oh,
you get that from Otis?
No, I got no. I former member of the 101st.
You're an Air Force guy?
No, 101st.
Well, that's
Airborne.
Army. Now, was that
was
that in the First World War or the Second World War?
Second World War, Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah, we're all fighting that now. Still, we're all fighting that now. Still.
Oh, that bulge!
Bulge there, Bob.
Bob, it's a family show. Family show. There's so much going on, Chris. Any other service items we want to talk about that will be?
No, I think I think you mentioned it. We pride ourselves on the service that we provide. But Jeff mentioned it. We do run these winterization seminars in the next few weeks. It's no skin in the game. You can grab the winterization antifreeze from us while you're there, or if you've got it at home, come in, have a refresher. If it's been 12 months since you last did it. I'm originally from Australia, so the term winterize does not even exist in the entire country. So it's something that I had to learn when I moved here. And it's good to just get that refresher every year, just so you spring is a real busy time for busted faucets, showers not working, replacement water heaters, plumbing leaks throughout the RV. So if we can avoid that through a little refresher or a winterization service, that's a big thing. And the other thing I would say is reach out to your friends that have RVs and just remind them. One thing that we have seen this year is just a lot of roof damage. So I think we're starting to see COVID construction catch up with some of these units, and some of them are being condemned and they're only 3 years old from an insurance perspective. So I think it's really important.
We can probably talk about that.
Well, one of the things it's an interesting point. When we go around and we visit dealers and we look at what's on the lift or the jobs that they have in-house, and they look as if a hurricane hit them, but the insurance company is still paying to fix them rather than totaling them.
I think it depends on the level of damage. So I think the trend that I saw this year was people that bought RVs in COVID stopped caring for them at some point in the last 12 to 18 months, went out and opened it up this year for the first time in 12 months. And there was, 10 gallons of water throughout the rig because, it's just that upkeep. It's getting into the unit at the start of the season, getting on the roof, checking your seams, all of those things that, are going to protect the wonderful investment that people are making in their vacation and family time. But it's keeping up with that. And I think that is just, for short of, half an hour on getting up on the roof and checking it is just going to save you, an unfathomable amount of money and time.
Yeah.
John,
Chris, you brought up.
Just expand upon a point that Chris was just making, because we use the term winterizing pretty liberally in the industry this time of year. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's really not winterizing. It's really winter prep. Winterizing, everybody thinks it's just pushing antifreeze through their line and you're winterized. Well, yeah, the rig has been protected from freezing, but that doesn't mean that your rig is anywhere near ready for the long winter. It's really, it's winter prep. And like Chris was saying, it's getting up on your roof, doing a visual inspection, taking a look around the rig, taking a look at your seams, taking a look around your windows, any of the corner molding. What does that look like? Is the sealant still good? And it's going through the entire RV because, quite frankly, the RV is going to be lonely for the next 5 and 6 months. Yep. So I don't like the term winterization, to be perfectly honest with you, because I think it provides people with a false sense of
security.
But me just put antifreeze through it, and my rig is going to be all set, and that couldn't be further from the truth.
Jeff,
add to that the SealTech test.
That's something else, and I think Chris could probably answer this better than I could. But the SealTech is an absolute vital piece of machinery. You have a leak, you're not sure where that leak is. That machine's going to find that leak. We're going to find a leak and be able to identify where it is and be able to address that. A giant death knell to these RVs is water.
Well, let's see what Chris has to say.
No, I think to what Jeff was saying, we've had instances where, technicians, I have technicians with, 30 years of experience have spent, multiple hours resealing a roof, with a visual inspection of the key points that you can see. But, ultimately a SealTech is going to show up that slight crack in a space above a window, or but like a gasket that's not fully sealed, or it's just that pressurizing that cabin and then applying the foaming solution really just shows up where those holes are naked to the eye, and obviously if air is getting out, water has the potential to get in. So it's really an invaluable tool in the RV technician's toolbox to diagnose these issues. step one is just getting on the roof and looking. You know what I mean? You that's you've got to start somewhere, right? You know what I mean? We don't have to go into a multi-hour seal tech if we haven't even done that. You know what I mean?
And you'll have you have techs that will do that for us, right?
Yeah,
They'll
look,
get on the roof as
yeah,
part of because
I get up on the roof. If you ask me while you're there, I'll get up and get on there because
I think people think, at least in New England, that the only time a roof is going to get damaged is from ice and cold weather that gets in the cracks and expands the seal. But the reality is I think sun is just as much of an enemy of your RV as winter weather.
Agreed.
And Jeff has every kind of, and that's another thing to point out. You can't go to a big box store and get any kind of what's the stuff? Caulking,
sealing.
It's not going to be right. You're going to do yourself more harm than good, right, Jeff? If you do the wrong, and that can be different from my RV and somebody else's based upon what the roof is made out of.
Absolutely.
But you guys can take a look and tell them that. And I've just seen winter. We always talk in the spring. We'll always talk about, I'll go up and check that roof because a branch might have fallen during the winter and penetrated the layer up there, but the sun can do the same.
Well, John, we're not we have 6, we got 9, 10 bays. All we're doing is servicing customers. We're not doing PDIs or anything else other than service. And just this year, we probably saw $350,000 worth of trailers taken off the lot on tow trucks purely from water damage. Nothing else wrong with the vehicle. Fridge is working perfectly. Air conditioning is blowing cool air. Tires are pumped. Trailer frame is perfect. But you let the destruction of the roof ultimately cause the destruction of your walls and ultimately then your floor and probably your slide room. You've signed the death knell for your RV. So it's such a simple thing to get your eyes on it. If you're not confident, have a professional look at it. But it's for one of a half-hour visual inspection to really go through the whole thing. It's short money when the other end of it is such an enormous amount.
One other thing I wanted Jeff to touch on, because he's I call him the modern day Mr. Wizard. He does these little experiments. He has this little aquarium in the front with
gross.
And it puts a slice of bread in it, and
some apples.
Apple.
And one side of it, it's not protected with that product that you sell, and the other side is protected. And mold is an RV killer. Discuss mold in just in a couple of minutes we have left.
Well, basically, the long and short of it is, no matter what we do, people are constantly trying to put in either the dries, the airs, the pouches, and they're trying to decrease the humidity level in the RV to help prevent the mold and the mildew. Well, here's the reality: is you're not getting rid of the moisture in the air. It's not happening. So what happens a lot of times, the camper opens up their camper in April, May, and they open up and there's mold and mildew all over the place. Even if you don't see it, you can smell it. It's got that musty smell. You open up your refrigerator doors and there's the blackness all over. So basically what we're trying to do is how do we prevent that from happening? We're not removing the moisture from the air. So there's a product that we sell. It's releasing chlorine dioxide gas, and it's doing it in low doses. So it's not something that's poisonous. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to want you to walk inside the RV and watch the Patriots for the next 3.5 hours. but you can certainly walk into your RV, make sure everything's all set. And it's releasing this chlorine dioxide gas in low doses. The beauty of it is because it's in a gaseous state, it's able to penetrate the upholstery, the carpets, any of the curtains that you have, and get down to where the mold and mildew spores are. It actually kills the mold and mildew at the spore level. So when you open up your camper come April and May, you're not having that musty smell. You don't have the black mold in the refrigerator. You're actually opening up your RV, and it smells just like you put it away back in October.
So with the 30-foot trailer, how many would you need?
Usually just one container, one package has got 2 in it. We'll do up to a 30-footer. If you're over 30 foot, you're going to need a couple of them. Okay. But they're roughly around $20 for a 2-pack. So I mean, yeah, honestly,
no brainer.
It's short money for that kind of protection.
So if somebody came to your open house Thursday, Friday, or Saturday and spent only $20, they still get the wheel, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Tomorrow, all of our veterans and seniors tomorrow will get 15% off guaranteed.
15.
15.
Minimum 15.
Yep. Guaranteed tomorrow, 15. Friday and Saturday is nothing less than 10% and nothing more than 40%.
Well, you know, and if they come between 9 and noon tomorrow,
they might be a video star because John's going to be there.
Not only that, but I'll bet John would autograph that package for them. I bet he'd sign the package or the can or whatever.
Because I go good with mold, Bob, so I can relate to mold.
Your words, not mine.
You're the mold killer, aren't you?
Yeah, the mold killer. They broke the mold when I was born. They broke the mold. Is that
no argument, John?
That what
no argument.
You know, I wasn't always the genius that I am now. When
I can see that.
When I had a motorhome, and then a couple of years later, I guess 2 or 3, we bought a travel trailer, a beautiful Leighton trailer from Campers Inn up in Merrimack. And then we went camping and we put it away for the winter. And I was so dumb. I had trouble spelling RV at that time. But when I opened it up in the spring and looked inside, the whole thing was all white with mold.
Oh.
I didn't even know what it was. I had to take it to the dealer and say, what's the matter with my trailer? Good thing nobody was videotaping me at that time, but it cost me a pretty penny for them to clean that trailer, let me tell you.
Well, they didn't have video technology then.
John, but Bob, it's a real problem. I mean, I'm not talking in hypotheticals like this. This could happen. This happens every single spring. People coming in and having that mold and mildew issue, and it happens every year. And I'm not talking 1 or 2 people. It's 1 or 2 people a day through April and May with the mustiness and we're so much more now knowledgeable about what the damages that black mold can do to people, way more so than we were, say, even 30 years ago.
From the health standpoint, just on an average, Jeff, on an average trailer or motorhome, when they drive up and you look at it, so you said $20 to buy the preventative. What's it going to cost them if you didn't buy it?
Oh. Because now you're it depends on how bad it is, because you get mold. Supposing I'll play devil's advocate. Supposing you had a small leak, nothing that's going to do any cataclysmic damage right now, but enough so that you got some moisture inside your walls. Now you close up this rig. It's been closed up, and now the mold starts. Once the mold starts, you're all done. It's going to penetrate. It's going to be on the other side of that wall. So now you've got black mold in between the walls. You've got it through your carpet. It's in your upholstery. You've got a real problem on your hands. There's no 2 ways about it. How's this? You thought you were going camping next weekend. There's 0 chance you're going camping that following weekend after you open up that RV.
So let me do a follow-up. What happens? I mean, do you have insurance companies that total these things based on mold?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Bob.
Yeah, it would be water damage if it was significant enough. There'd have to be some sort of water damage element, but it's a common it's a common thing. You know what I mean? People coming in for a leak, and you can smell, the mold as soon as you. For the ones that we do repair, once you pull off that membrane or you pull up that flooring, you can see that maybe this was not a leak that started in the last 6 months. This could have started, 2 years ago, depending on the damage. So it's
absolutely incredible. Look, we could probably continue for another hour, but we probably already cost you your dinner. And
we ate beforehand.
Yeah.
Yankee pot roast.
I had pasta with meatballs and sausage.
Ooh, that sounds good too.
It was
I know Chris hasn't eaten yet. He's an hour away from the shop, and I know he was not lying when he said he walked in the door, sat down, and he was on. So I know he hasn't eaten yet.
Wait, not an hour away from the store. I'm 1,500 miles away from the store.
Yeah, but Bob, you cheat. Chris has got to drive. He has to drive home.
Who says I'm not down under?
So I'm gonna give Jeff and Jill the next to last comments. I'm going to ask Chris to close out the show.
So I would really hope to enjoy and have a fantastic open house. I implore anybody, if you have questions, like I said earlier, while we have all the parts and accessories that you could possibly need, we have the largest parts and accessories showroom in New England. I implore you to come down in these next 3 days, talk to us, ask us questions, take advantage of the savings. It's one of our biggest sales of the year. Tomorrow 9 to 5:30, Friday 9 to 5:30, Saturday 9 to 5:30. We're right on Cape Cod. We're a half a mile from the Bourne Bridge on Route 28 on the right-hand side. You can't miss us. So come on down, enjoy the food, enjoy the free seminars on Saturday, and enjoy the savings.
All right. That's fantastic. Chris, you get to close it out.
Just love people to come down, visit us for the open house on our side of things. For everyone else, I just hope you had a great season. We look forward to seeing you in store, but stay safe and enjoy the holiday season coming up.
Thanks, Chris. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We
Good
couldn't do it tomorrow.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks. See you tomorrow, John.
See you tomorrow, John.
Tomorrow morning.